Shalom family. Okay, I'm back again with a word of caution part 4. Once I finished part 3, I said I was finished. And then here comes part 4. And I said, oh, I have to do another part because there are things that it's so much that I had to give an example of this test. This was something that I didn't give any scripture on testing. And you should know that how our people was tested. Once again, this message is for mostly those that's on the outside. And this is your word of caution. It's directly mostly to you. And some of the ones on the outside, you received it. You understand it. And some of you, I don't know, it went right over your head. You just missed it. You stuck on stuff. You're just stuck. And so there's nothing, if the scripture cannot help you, I can't help you. Because all I'm doing here is giving scripture. And I'm sorry for the ones that's stuck. You're drunk and you don't see your way out of this situation. And so we're saying things, you can read in the comment section. I can't understand some of what's being said. And I just, it's the drunkenness. And I told you. We are drunk. Okay. Something I should have mentioned. When people come inside the border, they automatically think, since I'm within the land, I am within the borders, I will connect with the Father now. I will hear from him like never before. Well, let me tell you, there are people that's been here for years, and they have not connected with the Father. And this is something that I know for a fact. There's some people, for whatever reason, they're not doing what they're supposed to do. We have to study for ourselves. We have to search these scriptures for ourselves. And so the Most High, they're not connecting with the Most High, but they are connected with their camp. They're connected with their leaders. This is a major problem. Zechariah 4:10. This is the first scripture that I want to bring out, because I was talking about testing, talking about things you may have to go through once you get here. And this is something our people may not understand. And I just want the first part. For who has despised the day of small things? We was taught, once again, we was taught this in Christianity. Our pastors taught us, despise not small beginnings. Our beginnings are small. When you have a small beginning, he's saying, don't despise it. Oh, look at this beginning. It looks bad. It looks horrible. This is not where I want to be. No one wants to be in their beginning, but they don't see beyond the beginning. So you must see beyond your beginning. That's why it says don't despise small beginnings. We left America. We left Babylon. We left these lands. We coming over here to a small beginning. And he's saying, do not despise it. Let's go through this. Jeremiah 17:10. I, Yahuah, search the heart. We must understand he's the one that search our hearts and test the mind. He is the one that tests our mind. It says, even to give every man according to his ways. He will give according to every man according to his ways, according to the fruit of his doings. According to what he is doing. Are you up for his test? This is the question. Are you ready for his test? Because the test is coming. This is Yahuah test the righteous, but the wicked and the one who loves violence, his soul hates. All right. We was taught he loves everyone and he hates their ways, or he hates their iniquity. This is not what this is saying. He says the wicked and the one who loves violence, his soul hates. So he's telling us he hates this one. He hates that one, not that one's ways. Psalm 7:9. Oh, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, but establish the just, for the righteous mighty one tests the hearts and minds. He's the one that tests our hearts and minds. And somehow people, they want to say, when they see their test, because you're going to see it. You get within the border, you're going to see the test. And the test is not going to be what you want to see. And this is what we're saying. This is what some of the people are saying. This ain't no test. This is a mess. This is what they will be saying. They're looking at the situation, and they're not looking at who it's coming from. And so they're telling the Father, your test is a mess. And this is a grave mistake. And another thing, the enemy is saying to our people, this is what he's going to tell you. When you get in certain situations, things don't look right. The Most High gave me a word on this since I've done the first 3 parts. The enemy is going to tell you, the Most High this ain't from the Most High. This is what he's going to tell you. Surely this is not from the Most High. He will not do this to you. Psalms 26:2. All right. Here's a prayer that you should listen. Pray it or not. He's going to examine you. He says, examine me, O Yahuah, and prove me. Try my mind and my heart. This is something he's going to do. He's going to try you. He's going to test you. And we're going to see this in a minute in Scripture. 2 Chronicles 32:31. However, regarding the ambassadors of the princes of Babylon, whom they sent to him to inquire about the wonder that was done in the land, Yahuah withdrew from him. He withdrew from the Most High will withdraw from his people. Why? In order to test him. Yes, he will withdraw from us. You will think he's not with you in order to test you, that he may know all that was in his heart. Now this is the example. Abraham, our forefather, he is the example. This is Jubilees 17:16-18. And the prince, Mastema, came and said before Yahuah, behold, Abraham loves Isaac, his son. Here he is. And this is what the enemy does to us. When he sees certain flaws in us, when he sees certain things, he brings it before the Most High. He's been doing it for a long time, and he's continuing to do it. And he's going before the Most High against me and against you, anyone that's listening to this. He's going against you. And he's saying, look at what you're doing. And he's saying, this person doesn't love you. This person don't care for you. If you don't believe it, test him in the area. And his delights in him above all things. He was saying when Isaac was born, this is when he was winged. He threw a huge feast when Isaac was winged. And the enemy came before the Father and said, see, he didn't give you an offering in a long time, but yet he's throwing a party for his son. He says, bid him to offer him as a burnt offering on the altar, and you will see if he will do this command, and you will know if he is righteous in everything where you do try him. The enemy knows the Most High tries us. 17. And Yahuah knew that Abraham was righteous in all his afflictions. He was righteous in all his afflictions. We're going to break down afflictions in a minute. And he tried him through his country. Yes, come out of your country, come out from your family, come out from your father's house. That was one of his trials. You have to understand, these were his tests. You see, us coming out of Babylon, come out of her, my people, that's a test. He was commanded to come out of his country. Test number 1, right here. Come out of your country. You come out of Babylon. Test number 1, come out of her, my people. And with famine. No food, no water. We will be tested with famine. I told you. Be ready to get on the ground. Be ready to be hungry and thirsty. If you don't know what's coming, it is coming. He tests Abraham with famine. He's going to test us with famine. He tests Yasharah when they was in the wilderness with famine. No food, no water. They was hungry. They were thirsty. That's why when the water hit the ground, you understand, and I said it, that's why when the water hit the ground, they didn't care the water was on the ground, and they bent down, they got that water, they drank that water, they ate their food from the ground. But our people today, once again, you put their stuff on the ground, they won't be looking right. And tried him with the wealth of kings. These kings, you see, it's unbelievable how much knowledge he had. And he knew these kings would say, if I give him, Abraham, this money, They will say his richness came from us. So Abraham didn't accept that money. And so somehow people today, they don't know when to accept money from people that don't know him. And this person making them, they will say this came from the Most High. And it didn't come from the Most High. It came from the enemy. See, the enemy will give you money, give you things. And you would say, well, the Most High gave us this. See, when you don't have knowledge, you don't know who's giving, who's doing the baraka. And he tried him again through his wife. He tried him again through his wife. Yes, he tried him again through his wife. Now, when she was torn from him, we know the story. If the Most High take your wife from you, if the Most High take your husband from you and give you to another, what would you do? That's a test. And our father Abraham, yes, he was messed up. It hurt him very bad to the point he went in deep prayer. But we would treat the situation differently. We wouldn't understand what was going on. Now, when she was taken from him, it wasn't 2 weeks, 2 months. It was years. Go without. Now, the Most High is saying, how would you like to go without your wife, your husband, for years? Can you do that? Can you go through that test? And with circumcision. This was one of the tests. Circumcision? Yes, circumcision was one of the tests. And he circumcised him on the scripture says Abraham was circumcised on the day of knowing. And some of us men, we got circumcised on the day of knowing we should be circumcised. And the Most High is saying also, circumcise your heart. And he was tried also through Ishmael and Hagar, his maidservant, when he sent them away. These were the tests that he went through. It says, verse 18, and in everything where he was tried, he was found righteous. Can you say in everything you was tried, every test the Most High gave you, can you say you was found to be righteous? You answer that question yourself, because our answers will be different. You have to answer that. And his soul was not impatient. His soul was not impatient. The Most High take your wife from you for 2 weeks. Your soul will be impatient. You will fall apart. You have your wife. Your soul is impatient. You're about to fall apart. You see, we have no patience. We don't understand this. We don't understand to wait on you, the Most High. And so when he doesn't move, when we think he should move, we move on our own. And he was not slow to act. Some of us are slow to act. Come out of her, my people. And we lag around. We stay around. We know we need to come out, but we don't come out. You see, this is what we're talking about. This is what Scripture is talking about, slow to act. Some of us are slow to act. And he was righteous and a lover of Yahuah. So we wonder, how is it he got to become a friend of Yahuah? Many people want to be a friend of Yahuah, but they don't want to go through the tests and the trials and the affliction that Abraham went through. Affliction. Let's look at this word. A cause of pain or harm. This is affliction, disorder, disease, malady, complaint, ailment, illness, indisposition. We're talking about all kind of sickness, scourge, plagues, trouble, menace, evil. The second one, a state of being in pain, suffering. No, our people don't want to go any suffering. They said we've done enough suffering. But what's ahead of us? Suffering, distress, pain, trouble. All this sound like the things we're going through in the wilderness. All of this sound like some of the things my family and I went through when we came out and we was within his border. We went through these things. We suffered. We was in pain. We had trouble. We was in misery and hardship. We had hardship. You don't know of these things. I'm not here to tell you what we went through. It's none of your business. You will have your own suffering. You will have your own distress, your own pain, your own trouble, your own misery, your own hardship, your own misfortune. You will have these things. You will have adversity, sorrow, torment, tribulations, and woe. Woe be unto him, woe be unto her that do not listen to the voice of the Almighty, but listen to the voice of man. Woe be unto you. These things are coming. You will have this. It's promised.